In today's advanced information society, what is the meaning of reading novels, which are fictional works? Novelist Haruki Murakami says the following. Many people, especially young people, seem to think that the speed at which things progress in today's world is so fast that there is no time to take the time to read long, drawn-out novels. But you read novels, and I read novels. Why? Because that's what you need to do. Because we want to get into the story and use our imagination to the fullest. In doing so, we get a deep pleasure that we can't get anywhere else. Elsewhere, he writes as follows. I think people, at least some people, want to take time to think. No matter how busy the world gets, there will always be those people. There are people who are not satisfied with just quick information. There are people who want to think things over slowly with their own minds. The novel is a vehicle for such people. The important thing is that people think for themselves, and the role of the novel is to provide a valid, interesting, and long text for that purpose. It is not the role of the novel to give answers. That is what I consider to be the novel's responsibility in today's high-density information society. We get a wealth of information from television, but it is passive information that is disseminated to the overwhelming majority. In comparison, the information we get from reading is limited, but it is active and very personal. I say this from my own experience, but what is really useful in the long run of life is the accumulation of active and personal information. There is no right answer. In the end, you have to think for yourself. Haruki Murakami himself also writes that reading has given him a variety of perspectives. If you only look at things from your own point of view, the world will inevitably become hardened. Your body stiffens, your footwork becomes heavy, and you become unable to move properly. But when you are able to look at your position from several perspectives, in other words, when you are able to entrust your existence to another system, the world becomes more three-dimensional and flexible. I believe that this is an attitude that is very important for people to live in this world. He also speaks of the efficacy of reading for a sick mind as follows. I believe that all human beings are basically sick. We need to know how well we can keep our illnesses within a safe framework, legally, ethically, and personally. We can let such individual problems sink quietly into the swamp of storytelling. I would like to present such a swamp to you in the form of a novel. How do you feel when you finish reading a good novel? Haruki Murakami seems to think as follows. There is not much meaning in a novel. Or rather, novels function effectively precisely because they cannot be viewed in terms of a coordinate axis of meaning. If you take it on the axis of meaning, the novel becomes tasteless and boring. The story stops moving. The ideal novel, in my opinion, is one in which the meaning is not clear, but the story is interesting and makes you feel full after reading it.